So we've got one of our training co-chairs, Maureen. We have the state representative from Rhode Island, Jen. We have our DEIB, one of our DEIB co-chairs, Duran, conference co-chair Jason, Lindsay, EASFAA secretary, and Rich and Justin, who are technology and communications rock stars. So we had our first meeting after the retreat. It's August. Who can give me a quick recap? Anybody?
Well, since I did take notes, I can tell you that we opened the meeting and we talked about updating some of our P&Ps based on the job postings. So Rich went over kind of how they went out and talked to other agencies, other organizations within financial aid about how they do their job postings. So that motion was passed that we are going to be updating that in our P&P. We talked about our RFIs and the site selections. We got Kathy gave an awesome budget update. Jenna talked about next time she's going to go over the fiscal year 2026. Asia brought up some good points about membership and how we could maybe talk about when membership fees are going to be due. We also talked about a great opportunity for training credentials in Puerto Rico. NASFA has allowed us to make an exception based on access. So that was really awesome. And it was a great job by Maureen and Mika to advocate for that. And then we went into new business, and our new business had to do with Ken, you went over the EASFAA update and making it more in sync and making it more so everyone's kind of on the same page and talking about the PowerPoint and how we would go through that. And then you reviewed the milestones that we were discussing and what those are going to be. And then
milestone goals from the strategic plan.
Yep, the milestone goals from the strategic plan. And then for the conference, we kind of went into that and kind of talking about how we could make that more, I guess, affordable for our members. Those are my quick notes.
And then we ran out of time. And we've got to figure out a space to book a longer time block for the meeting. Maureen, any thoughts?
Excuse me. I was thrilled that we were able to get an exception to NASFA's authorized use policy for a credential training at Puerto Rico. Just to level set, some of the pre-conference trainings that we have done at other conferences we discovered was not in line with an authorized use policy for NASFA. So we'll be really engaging with training representatives at the state level, at one of the states, to make sure that we follow the authorized use policy, and training will be reaching out to the state reps to start planning for the 25-26 academic year. So we're well underway with training for this year. We've already done, we'll have our third Tuesday at 2 this coming Tuesday on communication strategies within the project.
Great. Jason, any thoughts?
I think one of the great things about doing this now for our membership is to really hopefully get more people involved. It's great to see the new people that are around the table, and hopefully that increases with the communication that you're doing, that we're all doing with membership as a whole, so that they know and are informed of what's going on kind of behind the curtain. And so I think the communication's key, and I applaud you and the leadership team for really providing that to the membership.
Thanks. Jen, Drawn?
Actually would second what Jason's talking about. I think communication is key. And it's really important for myself as a state rep to be able to communicate out to Rhode Island what is EASFAA, the value of EASFAA, and doing it in support with colleagues throughout our region. So excited about more communication, various forms of communication, and just how we can really get the EASFAA word out there.
Thanks, Jen.
I think for me, what I've appreciated about this meeting overall is just the level of detail and strategy that has gone on to kind of deal with certain pitfalls, such as the conference pricing and the next site location, like to have those contingency plans laid out and at least thinking of those alternative ways has been refreshing. I also love the fact that everything we worked on at the retreat as far as the goal setting, like seeing you can have that in the EASFAA update when you go to some of these other conferences to really reinforce the goals of EASFAA at each state level, which who knows could potentially drive more membership in the future.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. Thanks. All right.
Jen-
Thanks, guys. Go
And
ahead,
if you
Rich.
don't mind, so what I've really come to appreciate, we kind of started these um, virtual meetings. Well, we have our regional council meetings in person, but having these council meetings virtually on a monthly basis, so that high level topics can get addressed in a timely fashion instead of it being pushed months down the road. Because what it does is it allows all members of council to be kept informed as things are going on, and not, well, a decision was made 4 months ago and I'm finding out about it 4 months later. I
Right.
would have loved to have weighed in on that. So I love that it gives the opportunity for state reps, committee chairs to weigh in on things, be informed of things. You know, as I was happy to hear, there was concern, as you mentioned, at regional council. There was this narrative that EASFAA's finances and things like that, and hearing Jenna's update that last year ended in a healthy position for us is great news, and it's nice to know that, and be able to relay that information out to the membership is very important to get that narrative changed. That we are in a healthy financial position, I think, is important. But going along with that, there's a lot of big decisions that need to be talked about, and the ability to do that in a timely fashion, I think, is very important, and helpful for the council, and ultimately beneficial to the membership.
Thanks, Rich. All right. I think what stands out for me is that there is so much that is happening behind the scenes. I don't remember who said behind the curtain. I really like that analogy. And that 100% of it is volunteer, right? There's a lot going on to run this regional association, and all of it is through the work of committed volunteers. And I think that just, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about our profession, about our colleagues, about our association, and it's really cool. Now we just need to book more time, Rich, than the hour that I under-planned for or over-planned for. So. All right. Thanks, everybody.